leader in that area, the Honorable Jackson Baju, to connect with the people of Kasese, to commiserate with them, and to also extend a hand of help. So we did that on your behalf as the National Unity Platform. And we shall keep doing so. We shall keep extending a hand. We shall keep reaching out. We shall keep being the leaders that Ugandans are looking at us to be. The other issue of concern to us as a party is the continuous hounding of the ordinary folks, border riders, hawkers. These are Ugandans who are trying to take out a living. But each time we say we want to clean up the city, and all of us want a smart, organized city. But for some reason, the target is always these smaller people. And yet, you will find, for example, buildings, skyscrapers sprouting up within the city. There's no parking for these buildings. But somehow those will not be touched. We end up going for border riders, the hawkers. Ultimately, as a country, we think that our problem is just the border riders, hawkers, and so on. It's a much bigger problem from where we sit as a political party. Many young people don't have jobs. You'll find some of those border riders are actually degree holders. They've not gotten a job anywhere. And so they say, let me fend for my family. Better than going to break into people's houses, becoming armed-by hitmen, and all of that. So the sooner we address this issue comprehensively, the better. Because you chase away the borders today. You chase away the hawkers today. And then the armed-by hitmen will increase. But the real question is not addressed. Unemployment of our young people. Governance issues. Because when people are living in squalor, when the people are living in despondency, it gets back to governance, it gets back to leadership. Those hawkers are not happy to be hawkers. Those border riders, some of whom are educated, diplomas, degree holders, they would like to do an office job, a better job than that one. But that's the one that's available because of governance issues. So as NUP, we think that these matters should be handled a lot more comprehensively. The other issue has been talked about a bit by our deputy spokesperson. The question of iPod, we have communicated again and again. We are about to sound like broken records. iPod is an entity that Mr. Museveni uses to sanitize himself. To say, look, you see, for me, I don't have a problem with my opponent. We sit, take tea together, discuss, take pictures together. But the following day, when we go out there to mobilize on behalf of our party and so on, beatings, tear gas, and all of that. So why should we be pretentious? We don't like to pretend around, and that's why we say no to iPod. We wish those who think there is value in iPod wait, because it's been around for over 10 years. But even with the over 10 years of iPod's existence, democratic space has shrunk as opposed to increasing. Civic space has shrunk. Our democratic credentials have gone much lower. So how do you tell me this thing is valuable? So those who think there is value in it, please go ahead. If you manage to get something valuable out of it, the country will thank you. But don't try and force us and say you must be part of iPod as anything. If you're not joining iPod, then you are undemocratic. You don't love your country, and then all of that. Give us a break. The last issue is new leaders that we are going to unveil today. In July, we had a NEC meeting which approved some new leaders. We had some gaps that were important for us to fill and for what to continue as a party. So we are going to unveil these leaders, and they will be charged by our president to go and do the work that must be done. To go out there and connect with Ugandans and rally them around the cause for change. And so we are hoping that these our new leaders will not just be happy about occupying a position and being given a title, but that these are responsibilities which we hope and believe they are going to go out there and execute on behalf of Uganda. Because Ugandans have hope in us. We just cannot let them down. I'll say this very quickly in Uganda, then I'll invite these people and invite our president. ensonga ey'akaseese. Kaseese ekyo kimu ku bitundu by'eggwanga lino ebibeeramu ebizibu eby'enjawulo ebigwa bitalaze. Naye tutandika okulaba nti ebintu bino tulekeraawo okubiraba ng'ebigwa bitalaze. Tukimanyi nti buli mwaka Kaseese amataba gagwayo. Tukimanyi nti obuduuda ayisa Uganda buli mwaka wabeerayo ebizibu eby'enjawulo. Naye munaye gavumenti tepulaningira abantu. Esinga basinga kuliteeka tweremeeza tutya mu bukulembeze. Buli kimu essira libeera kubeeryo ssente naki abantu bano tebajja bapako. Niyo batwalayo obulangiti oluusi batwalayo obulangiti obutalina makulu. So fenga NUP twagamba nti ngeri etujja kukulembeza katukole kye tunaasobola okukola. Era wiiki ewedde tulina ttiimu eyakulemberwa Secretary General waffe netwalayo ebintu eby'enjawulo okutaasa ku bantu b'e Kaseese. Era nga tetugamba tujja sigala nga tukola ekyo tusobola okukola kubanga tuli bakulembeze. Weewaawo tetunnayingira gavumenti nga bwe kirina kubeera, naye tulinawo nga tugamba nti katugezeko okutaasa embeera tulage bannayuganda obukulembeze nga bwe tusoomooza ne bannaffe abafuna ssente ey'omusolo taxi buli mwezi buli wiiki. Nkiolamu ffe tusobola okukolawo ekitolo akati mwe mwebase muzuukuke bannayuganda mubadduukirire. Tulina bannaffe abavuzi ba boodabooda abatembeeyi ensangi zino abaliyirizibwa. Fenga NUP tugamba nti abantu bano bannayuganda. Bwesiga twagalaga nti Uganda inasigala kubanga yabaloodi bokka. Kubanga bagobebwa nti twagala ekibuga kibeere nga kiyonjo. Asifu boodabooda n'abatembeeyi bevuga abaddugaza ekibuga bo mu kulaba okwabo. Naye tulaba ebizimbe ebiyimuka mu kibuga buli lunaku. Tekirina pulaani etegeerekeka, tekirina paaki kitegeeza abantu bagenda kuba paakinga wakati wa nguudo lwa kizimbe ekyo. Drainage naki byonna tebabifuddeeko tulaba ekibuga kijjula amazzi enkuba buli weetuunya. Naye abo tebajja bakwatako kubanga banene bagagga ajja gendera bano bamuntu wa wansi. Fenga NUP tugamba nti ekizibu kino tuleme kulowooza nti boodabooda abatembeeyi be balina obuzibu. Kyekuusa ku bukulembeze, kyekuusa ku ngeri tuddukanyamu eggwanga lyaffe. Abavubuka bangi tebalina mirimu, badduka mu boodabooda tebazibuga nti kubanga baagala nnyo. Muna abavuzi ba boodabooda abamu oyogeramuko nabbula bagamba owaakanabira efamire yange kanjira nfuna wano 10. Naye tugende tulowooza bonna bayaaye bonna babbi tebalina makulu tubagobe. Ate nga ne boodabooda okubeera ennyingi kizibu kya transportation tetuganye okugonjoola ng'eggwanga. So tutuga nti obukulembeze obutuufu genda awali ekinyusi awali entobo y'ekizibu kino. Naye ogamba nti kati kuba boodabooda oba amatembeeyi enke ejja kulaba nga abakubi obutayi nga beeyongekolebwa. Naye tutandika okulowooza ng'abakulembeze. Ensonga ya iPod munange Alex Wise twagyogeddeko. Fenga NUP twagaana okwegatta ku iPod. Era ensonga zaffe tuzanjula bulungi. iPod Mwami Museveni agikozesa kwesimuulako nziro. Kyanzize mundaba abantu abavuganya tutuula wansi ne tunywamu kokacaayi ne tuwayamuko ne twekubisa ebifaananyi ne muva mwakavaawo enkeera ne mugende Kamwokya kola mobilization structures naki embooko ng'evuga tiyagaasi naki nengira era nga mukomeewo tuddemu tunywe kacaayi. Twagala byakudiisa bannayuganda kyodula waffe iPod twagamba nti nedda. iPod ebaddewo okusuuba emyaka 10. Naye kambuuze kiki ekyamaanyi kyegase ku ggwanga lyaffe lino? Kubanga okunyigiriza bannayuganda kweyongedde. Obululu bwaffe bwongedde kwonoonekera ddala. Ensonga za demokulasiya naki iPod byali baddegezaako okutereeza byonna byeyongedde kwonooneka. Kakati ŋŋamba oti nti essomero lyo buli mwaka abaana bafuna myenda myaka 10. Nti nange ndeeta owange mu ssomero lye eriryo nedda mba nina ekikyamu. Sikyobudola twagamba nti iPod tujja gyegattako era twawulidde bagamba nti bali mu kutema bateme. Naye abalowooza nti iPod wayinza okuvaayo ekirungi tubaagaliza birungi byereere. Naye tebagezaako tukaka nti NUP muganye okwegatta ku iPod ekitegeeza timwagala nkyukakyuka timwagala ddembe nakikale mwe mubikole bwe binaaganyulwa eggwanga oba oli awo tujja kubeebaza. Mr. President, without further ado, allow me to invite Okay, so like I was saying, in July we had a NEC meeting, and there were gaps which as a party we thought were important to fill so that work can happen. Era abantu bano nga tugenda batika obuvunaanyizibwa si just kuba bifo naye buvunaanyizibwa nti bajja kutuukiriza agenda eyo kwatagane ne bannayuganda bifo bino ebyenjawulo nga bwe tukola ekisoboka okukunga bannayuganda ku nsonga ey'enkyukakyuka, okulaga bannayuganda ekkubo, okubawa obukulembeze, kubanga bannayuganda ekyabwe ekisingira ddala obukulembeze. So bannaffe bano okubatika obuvunaanyizibwa buno ng'ekibiina. So let me invite the following, and they are mostly in acting capacity until our next delegates conference, but they will substantively do this work. Mwanguzi Andrew Pastor is going to be our acting head of training. Please come. Mr. Kanabi Moses is going to be our acting organizing secretary. Ms. Namutyaba Sylvia, deputy head of youth central region. Mr. Adonio Michael, deputy head of the youth league Northern Uganda. Mr. Toli Simon Akecha, acting head of policy and research. Mr. Toli, you remember, was our candidate in Omoro. He is away to join us, but he's certainly with us every step of the way. And once he's done with his treatment, the coming days he will be joining us. But nonetheless, we'll unveil him. Mr. Biarugaba William, acting secretary for the elderly, is better known as Jajanu. He's also unwell and is getting treatment, but once he's done with that, we'll certainly be commencing with his responsibilities. Ms. Kasim Fatuma, deputy head of the Women Wing, Western Uganda. Mr. Aguda Moses, deputy youth, Western. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Emachu Arnold, acting head of the informal sector. Let me invite our president, deputy president, secretary general, the man in the informal sector, and the other leaders, please come. I think the president will stand somewhere in the middle, or do we put them to the front for a picture? People power, our power. Okay, thank you. Comments, they've actually been, kind of operating But now that we have unveiled them, they commence their duties immediately. Are going to take on these offices with gusto and play a role. And of course, our president, in his address, will be able to charge you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to invite our president to address us.
Thank you very much. Please, ladies and gentlemen, people power, our power, NUP, everywhere. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm back like I never went. First of all, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to congratulate our leaders that are acting both parties. Congratulations. You are appointed because you are believed in, because there's so much faith in you. Go out there, make us proud, ladies and gentlemen. We believe in you, the nation believes in you, the nation believes in us. Wherever you go, you are carrying all of us there. Whenever you do something that makes us proud, you're making all of us proud. And yes, whenever you do something or you're involved in something that brings peace with you, it brings it to all of us. We are confident and hopeful that you're going to represent us well. Go shine. Go make us proud. Go make the nation proud. People look up to us. They have so much hope in us. Our duty is to keep that hope alive. I salute you. I salute all of you comrades that have made us proud in all the offices that you sit in. Recently, I tweeted and asked some of you, abaina omutwalo bagumpere honorable Jay. Abambanga bibakumane simanyi mutwalo kigo mwamwate gwe Uganda. Boma mwamwate gwe Uganda temumanya zenade teguza gwe Ukraine. But I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I would like to address you on 3 or 4 main issues, ladies and gentlemen. At the beginning of this month, I traveled to Venice in Italy, and later on in the Telluride Mountains in America. We had gone for the official screening of our new documentary film called Bobby Wine, Ghetto President. Although National Geographic, which is now taken over its distribution, has renamed it the People's President. The documentary, ladies and gentlemen, chronicles the details of our struggle since we started practically taking on the dictatorship. But most importantly, it highlights on the horrors that the people of Uganda have suffered under General Museveni. Never has it been done in Uganda or even in Africa to, in a detailed way, document the realities that the people are going through. You will notice that General Museveni has been very smart. He used the word siasa when he had just come. Some of us didn't understand because we were too young. But Museveni was smart, very smart in painting a rosy picture about his rule. Internationally, he was, the benevolent dictator, to the extent that some leaders, like President Clinton, called him the new breed of leaders in Africa. They didn't know the kind of brutal dictator that Museveni was. And you'll agree with me that in this movie, in this documentary, we've been able to unmask Museveni and his dictatorship. We've been able to show the true picture of Museveni. I'll also inform you that Museveni spends billions of taxpayers' money paying lobbyists in America and Europe to paint a glossy picture of his rule. Many were shocked to see the real picture of Uganda under Museveni. So I want us to once again congratulate ourselves because we were able to show the world the realities that nobody would have seen otherwise. And I believe that this is the biggest assault on Museveni's fake image that he has painted across the world. From launching that documentary, I proceeded to visit Ukraine. I went along with comrades from Ghana, from Tanzania, and from South Africa. We went to witness firsthand the situation in Ukraine and how people are faring since the Russian invasion. Ladies and gentlemen, I and many other people that believe in freedom and independence, we believe that Ukraine, like all other countries, deserve freedom, deserve independence. The same way we support countries like South Sudan, countries like Somaliland, we support Ukraine to remain free from dominion and to remain independent. Although some African countries, and particularly those that are ruled by dictators, have come out to stand with Russia, I want to make it clear that this is not a war of Russia, this is a war of Putin. Many of the Russians actually disagree with this war, but like Uganda, many of them cannot protest, they get arrested. You know, dictators always stand with each other. That is why mainly the dictators in Africa either abstained from voting or outrightly supported Putin. Why? Because they relate with Putin at a personal level. They get their favorite toys, therefore they are, conditioned to stand with Russia, ladies and gentlemen. We must not forget that the Russian narrative has sunk so much in Africa. We salute the Soviet Union for standing with us in our struggles against colonialism. But I must remind you that Ukraine was also part of the Soviet Union when we were fighting colonialism. So when we stand with the people of Ukraine, I've heard some regime propagandists claiming that we are not standing with people that stood with us during our struggle for independence. I will remind you that in particular, the freedom fighters of South Africa, in particular the armed wing, the Mkonto Usizwe, 40% of them were trained in Ukraine in their struggle for freedom. By standing with Ukraine, we are not only standing on the right side of history. We are not only doing the right thing, but we are actually returning a favor. Ladies and gentlemen, most importantly, I, on behalf of the National Unity Platform, want to welcome and thank the European Union for the resolution they passed, deterring the oil companies under their influence from supporting the East African crude oil pipeline. And we are glad that they cited the issues clearly, issues of gross human rights abuses and gross, environmental abuses. For a long time, ladies and gentlemen, we have been calling upon the international community to stop being the wing beneath Museveni's wing. We've been asking them to stop standing with dictator Museveni. You all remember that the EU Parliament passed a resolution condemning the rigged election of 2021. And this is yet another prayer that has been answered. We know that we need our oil. We know that that oil is supposed to change the lives of the people of Uganda. But we also know that General Museveni has said it not only once, that that is his oil. We tell Museveni that is not your oil, that is our oil. It will be betrayal, it will be a disservice to the people of Uganda if the world's democracies stood with a dictator who is only using the resources of Uganda to enrich himself and to subjugate the people of Uganda. We therefore welcome that resolution, and we want even more. We've been calling for sanctions, and it's at this time that I want to salute our diaspora teams and all Ugandans that have added their voices on our calls. We called for sanctions for Museveni and all those that he uses to oppress Ugandans. We got some sanctions against the likes of Abel Kandiho, we welcomed them, but that was not enough. We want sanctions against Museveni and his son as well. We have got, a good sign from the EU, but we want more. Just yesterday we learned that iPod is also packing up. We've been telling iPod that for us we are not Museveni's friends. We are not interested in having tea and taking pictures with him, because that is, in a way, legitimizing his rule. So we are thankful that iPod also saw what we want, but we want more. You know that we took Museveni to the International Criminal Court. We are looking forward to a day when the International Criminal Court will also sanction Museveni, his son, and all those men. Ladies and gentlemen, while those are very important issues, I will not forget to mention that today is a full year since our comrade MPs, Honorable Sejirinya Muhammad and Honorable Alan Sewanyana, are incarcerated with no justification whatsoever. We continue to call for their release. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you all have seen that there is a new wave of abductions, gross human rights abuses, and I expected everybody to raise their voice. Cited gross human rights abuses. Forget those that have been evicted of their land. Over 100,000 people have been evicted from their land to apparently pay well-being of people and respecting their fundamental rights. That's a wrong government, ladies and gentlemen. People of Uganda that are suffering in the diaspora, our brothers and sisters, many of them have had their organs taken away. Many of them have been abused sexually and otherwise. But as we speak now, more than 1,000 Ugandans are stuck in the diaspora. Now, I saw this Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Taibwa, claiming that for the EU to stop the construction of the oil pipeline, the crude oil pipeline, is an act of neo-colonialism. I looked at this man and I couldn't find the right description for him. All clad in colonial outfits, putting on those silly wigs, he does not even know what they mean. But he's calling out neo-colonialism. Every dictatorship always pulls out the Pan-African card. This is the time the Tinyefuzas of this world are talking about Pan-Africanism. When you do not stand with their fellow dictator, Putin, they call you, they say you're not a Pan-African. But these are the so-called Pan-Africans that have seen our brothers and sisters facing racial segregation in China in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Myself and other Pan-Africans offered a plane to repatriate them back home. But Museveni's regime denied us landing space to bring our brothers and sisters back home. Today, our black brothers and sisters are facing oppression in the Arab countries. They are stuck, they just want to come back home. Museveni can afford to use Uganda's money to take his daughter to Germany to give back. They can afford to put one person on Uganda's plane to go for treatment, but they cannot afford to bring back our brothers and sisters that are suffering in the diaspora. That is why, in our little abilities, we have decided to stage concerts in various places so that we raise funds to bring back these our people from those areas. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.